I used to think learning more code or learning different languages to add to my skill set would actually help me in the job market. It will help me in tech in general, and then also as a software engineer. But I'm here to tell you guys that is not the case anymore. When I first started, I learned basic HTML web design. And then from there, I jumped into software engineering. And that transition from learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript into learning the fundamentals of software engineering are completely different. Okay. Even with the languages that are out there now and all the different frameworks, yes, you could learn it if there's a need in the job market. Definitely learn that. But you don't necessarily need to learn like 5 to 10 different languages just because of what's happening in the job market. You pick at least 3 that you're comfortable with, and you should just be able to rock with that. Just to give you guys some clarity on what you should be doing, I think you should just focus on the 3 languages that you actually care about and work on a project that matters to you, right? So one thing that people get wrong is that the more code that you learn, the more knowledgeable that you'll be, and then you're able to get into the job market relatively easy. And that's not the case. Right now, with AI on the rise and it's only getting better and better, you have to add more of AI skills under your tool belt. You have to add more of the software engineering fundamentals or the fundamentals of the languages that you're learning to solve a problem, not just getting something done. Like a lot of you guys are just building out projects thinking that you're going to, beef up your resume and go out there in the job market and think that you're going to get hired. But at the end of the day, does that project have any substance to what you're doing today? If it doesn't, then you're going to just be applying to different jobs and getting rejected constantly. So what you guys need to do is really focus on a project that makes sense, that solves a real world problem, and make sure that you understand the ins and outs of that project, especially when you were to put that on your resume and then go out there in the job market and then you get an interview. You're able to confidently talk about the project that you're working on or the project that you already completed. If you're able to do that, it shows the competence that you have as an engineer. It also shows that you're very passionate on what you want to do. Just getting like a clone of an app up there on your, portfolio doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good programmer, right? Like it's all about the fundamentals today. It's all about learning the pain points of what's going on with the product, right? Also the project itself. Like if you're building out features for a project, make sure you understand exactly what needs to be built. And a lot of this comes with communication skills, understanding the infrastructure, the architecture. And once you understand those key concepts, you should be good with running with any project that you work on. A lot of beginners, what they do is that they let AI do all the heavy work and then assume that, because I have the skill with AI that I'm actually going to be doing well. No, you have to have the fundamentals of whatever tech stack that you're learning, understanding how to build applications. I'm talking about the architecture. I'm talking about how to debug things, how to deal with issues when they come up, and then also provide solutions or long-term solutions that's going to help you scale. Just getting something done, I mean, it's a small win, don't get me wrong, but if you're sitting there just dealing with all the little miscellaneous bugs and not understanding the flow of how this bug happened, how to solve it, and what you could do better in the future so that you prevent these issues from happening, you're going to run into a repetitive cycle of doing the same thing over and over again. So my philosophy is if once I'm done with something, I need to make sure that it's able to scale. I need to make sure that the flow of the front end architecture and the back end architecture are in sync. And if there's any issues, that I use AI to make sure that we solve those issues and then also provide a game plan of other areas in the project that we need to address. And that will reduce the amount of bugs that you have in your application. And then also it would enhance your learning of the architecture. Learning more code doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually valuable to anybody. Being able to communicate with different teams, being able to speak up about how you want to go about architecture, how do you want to go about building something out to where it actually works for both parties is very important. Because now with AI, anybody could be a coder in a sense, but you have to have more of a brain power to understand the fundamentals of what needs to be done and also what is the bigger picture of what you're trying to build. If you only have like a small idea, you could also expand on that. But if you're only working with smaller ideas to build some type of foundation and think that, you're going to get better as you're attempting to build something bigger, you're going to run into a lot of issues. If you're not asking the right questions to the right people or just having an architecture mindset in terms of, will this scale? If your application can't scale, then you got to go back to the drawing board. So this is why I always say to anybody that has had a one-on-one with me, that has asked me questions about software engineering, the biggest thing is your communication. The biggest thing. I used to believe that if I was to learn all of these major languages, that I should be able to do well in the job market. And when I was looking for a gig at one point, I thought I knew everything. And then I was humbled real quick because I didn't have the foundation down enough to be confident to be on those interviews and explain exactly what my thinking was, how I would go about solving a problem, and how I would go about directing a permanent solution on something. And that took time and repetition to do. So if you're not able to question it yourself and get into that mindset of using AI, which you could use it for free or pay $20 a month to have AI do the things that you want it to do, you're going to run into a lot of problems with just understanding what you're building and just having an undermining mindset of what your skills are at now. So that's why it's very important to use AI to figure out, okay, if you're building an application, what are some of the flaws that you see with this application? Have AI go through the paces of understanding what you're trying to build and then also pick holes into your logic. If you're able to have that context and keep iterating and building off that momentum, you're going to be able to figure out the stop gaps and then get better and have more confidence explaining your code. You know what I'm saying? Explaining your project. So I would say stick to at least 3 to 5 languages that you care about. 3 minimum. You don't have to do that much, but at least 3, and build something that means a lot to you. It doesn't matter what it is. If there's a problem that you're seeing right now and you're annoyed by it, create an application that could solve that problem and you should be good. But that's pretty much it. Learning more code won't get you anywhere. Learning the fundamentals and understanding the fundamentals is more important today than it was back when I started coding. That's it, guys. That's the video. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know where you're stuck at in your coding journey. If you're learning all these different tech stacks and you don't know where to go, you could book a 15-minute consultation with me. We could outline exactly what you need to do to get started. And if you have any projects that you want me to review, you can send that my way. We could review it on a call, and then I could give you some other game to level up your mindset. All right, talk soon.